Hi, everybody. Welcome to the newest episode of What the Fuckles. I'm your host, Chuckles152. And I'm going to tell you about something funny that happened to me this past summer. So this past summer, Enes Kanter signed with the Boston Celtics. And they had this little profile on Twitter about his recent college graduate manager, Hank Fedek. And me being the curious George that I am, I decided, hey, I'm going to message this guy because it would be cool to work in sports. I could do something in sports, as George Costanza has often said. So I go in and I cut right to the chase. Hank, how do I come and work for your agency? He shoots me down, but chuckles are never, ever shot down. Understood. Ever need a social media guy, let me know, because got a degree in public relations and PR. Because, guy with a bachelor's in science doesn't know that public relations and PR are the same thing, but that's what I said, and hell, bag of shit on my head. Well, they needed a graphic design guy, and I told them I'm good with Photoshop, and I am when I'm using my MacBook Pro and the mouse, and Enes wanted himself put in his New Jersey in this picture because he really liked this picture of himself. So I said, I can do that, and I got to work, and I did a really crappy job because I didn't think they really were going to go with me. I thought, in reality, you have social media teams and graphic designers that work for the Boston Celtics, and photo shoots for that matter. Why aren't you going to use that? So I did it real quick. I slopped it together. I left some afterglow on his arm. Look at the S there. Look at that belt. Jesus, Charlie, you did a terrible job. Look at the afterglow. So, I had to do some work on his neckline, too, because I really butchered that. But anyway, he liked it. And then they wanted the other jersey, too, because if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to want a glass of milk. So, it took me a little bit. They kept asking. We're now 3 days later, and I tell them my real name and all that jazz, and we're just shooting the shit. And on the 5th, they really get back to me, and they're like, hey, when are you going to get the black one? I'm like, well, unfortunately, pal, I'm only going to be able to do the green one. I can't really find anybody that matches with the black one. I did this, which I thought was decent. It was really hard to find anybody with zeros in the Boston because they don't do like the Trailblazers. They have it differently, but at least I cleaned the afterglow up a little bit, and it was all right. It was serviceable. So, well, funny story back to this one, the 00. I'm thinking I'm never going to see this pop up on social media. Well, was I wrong? Right away, he starts throwing these up on social media. It was his Twitter avvy. It was, look at the date, 7/4/19. You could see my afterglow on his arm. You could see the terrible job I did with the S. Look at those zeros. They're unmistakably mine. That's not what the Celtics zeros look like. So, let me get back to it. So, he starts posting my pics, and I'm a little impressed because I didn't think that was going to happen. So we talk, and he gets a little impatient, and finally they tell me, all right, well, we wasted your time with the 00s. We're going to change it to 11. And I thought that was cool because I'm not a big fan of Kyrie Irving and his whole flat earther bull crap. I think he's pretty stupid for that stuff. And I think he's a very bad influence on kids. So I agree. Let's troll Kyrie Irving because, I mean, people think I'm a troll, but curiosity is really my thing. And that's what started this whole, like, me messaging him was curiosity. I mean, curiosity may kill the cat. It'll probably kill the chuckles one day, too. Anyway, so I love this whole scheme, and I get on board. I even clean up my act and make a really nice Celtics jersey. I still had a crappy, I didn't do the best job. His neckline was really hard to deal with. But I cleaned up the afterglow. I did my best with the belt. And I got him looking pretty good, in my opinion. And I did this one, which, to cover my mistakes, I just made it darker because it was bad. But he posted them. I mean, he liked them. They were up as his Avi until he got his new current picks. But as you can see at the bottom, I got ghosted. I mean, I didn't expect much. They don't owe me anything. I didn't think they did. But it would have been nice that I did this for you. I did you a favor. You don't have to ghost me. I thought that was kind of wrong. But I kind of saw it coming. And so when I was doing my Photoshop, as a Sixers fan, I decided that I was going to hide some things to curse the Celtics, like in the belt. Clap your hands, everybody, for your Philadelphia 76ers. Where else did I hide things? I had in his armpit. What was there? Oh, trust the process. And finally, on the basketball, I can't remember. 10-9, 876ers. So, yeah. I mean, I hid things because, you know what? If they weren't going to take care of me or hit me back up for more work, I figured, why not? Let's curse the Celtics and let's put some Sixers pride up on there.